Hi, it's Jordan1, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute little 3D mini Easter egg using just your hook. I think they're really cute for Easter. You can use them as a little accent to any kind of Easter decoration. I have a basket that I'm going to be showing you in a later video, and they look really cute in the basket. Let me just show you here quick. So here's my little basket that I made, and then they look really cute when you put the eggs inside. As I've said, you only need your hook to make this little egg, and what I'm actually going to be doing is a technique that is similar to Amigurumi, or some people are calling it Loomigurumi, which is crocheting with rubber bands. So Kate Schultz from Isalicious Designs actually has a lot of good tutorials if you've never done this before. So it basically starts by making a magic ring or magic circle as you would in crochet, only you're doing it with rubber bands, and this is what the base looks like. And as a matter of fact, I made this same thing, calling it a slip circle charm, on the Loom last year. And today I'm not going to be using the Loom, but I am going to be using a twisty tie, just because if you're a beginner, it's a little bit easier to work with. So as far as your band counts go, you're going to need a total of 26 bands, and for this egg I'm using fuchsia, which I have 7 of, and then I have pink and light pink, which I have 6 of each of those, and then white for the top, which I have 7. So I'm going to start by taking the twisty tie and putting it, lining it up with my hook and holding it together with my hook there. And I'm going to take one band, and if you don't have a twisty tie or you don't feel like you need to do this, you certainly don't have to. I'm just doing it to help beginners out. You want to take this band and triple it on your hook. So you're just going to place it on, twist, and put it back on, twist again, and put it back on. So now it's also wrapped around this twisty tie, so I'm going to pull this up and bend it in half. So this is just going to help that tripled cap band or center band to stay together, because when you're first starting out and you are working with nothing, you really don't have anything to grasp onto, and it's a little bit harder. So this just is going to help us to pull this down to make sure that our other bands slide through all 3. So now that you have this tripled band on your hook, you're going to take another one of the same color, and you want to put it on, and then you can pull down, and you're going to slide it through all 3, put it back on your hook, and then slide one end through the other. It's going to basically make a slip knot. That's our first band, and then you're going to go back through the tripled band, so this makes it a lot easier to go back through. Take another one, again pull it through, get it back on your hook, and then you're going to slide the band on the end through the other 2. So that's our second one. You're going back through. This is our third band, getting it back on your hook and sliding the one on the end through the other 2. We're going to do 6 of these in total. This is going to be my 4th band. And pull it through. Taking a 5th band. And then one more time, this is going to be the 6th, back on, and then through. So now I can take my twisty tie out, and we don't need that anymore. And you just want to stretch these around so they're pretty much evenly spaced. And now if you look at the top, you can see the stitches, which consist of a front and a back. So what I'm going to do is take my hook, and I'm going to go through from the back. I'm going to go through both of the bands here, or loops. And I'm going to start with my next color. So I have the light pink. I'm going to go pull it through those two, and then I also want to pull it through the one that's on my hook, just because I'm changing colors, so I want that to be up against the same color. Put it back on my hook, and then slide one end through the other for that slip knot. So that's going to be the start of our next row here, so I want to mark that. So I'm going to take a clip. I have an S-clip here, so I'm just going to put it on this band so I know it was my first one. And now what I'm going to do is, I've already gone through this one here, the first one, so I'm going to move on to the next one, and I'm going through from the back. Make sure you're going through both of the loops here. Taking my pink, it's going to get pulled through, back on your hook, and then it's going to slide through the other two. Then you're moving on to the next one over. I'm only just doing one single band in each of the stitches here. Turn it to the next one. So this is my fourth band, and I'm going to do 6 for each of the layers. Turn it again here, and it is going to close up a little bit since we're not making it any bigger on this row. And then I have one more here, you can see. And then through the other two. So now you should have your clip here. Whoops, I just took it off, but this was the first one that we started on. This was our first of the lighter pink stitch. So now what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to go through those two. I'm going to get my lightest pink here, and I'm going to pull that through the first two. And then again, I'm also going to pull it through the one on my hook. I believe that's what's called a slip stitch, because we're changing colors. You're going to put that back on and slide one through the other. And then we're going to take our clip and just attach that. Really, the clip isn't completely necessary when you're doing a different color for each layer, because you can pretty much tell. But if you were doing it all one color, it would make a difference. You need to know where you stop and start. So I'm just getting this back on my hook here, and I've gone through this one. So I'm just going to move over to the next one. Same thing here. Pulling that through. So if you've never made anything off of the loom before, I know that it can be a little bit daunting to do this, but I think if you try it, you can get the hang of it. Now we're looking here, we're moving over to the next one. Moving over here. So this is my fifth one for this layer. And once you really get the hang of it, you can really zip through this and go a lot quicker. And I have one left here, going through. Pull this through, back on, and through the two. So my clip is a little bit hidden here, but you can see this was my first one again. So I'm just going to take my hook and go through. Now I can take off this clip. And I have one more color here. I have my white. So this is going to be my first band with this new color. So I want to go through all on my hook, get the end back on, make that slip knot, and now I'm going to attach my clip. Well, actually, I really don't need my clip. So you can see I should have 6 more bands left. There's 6 for this layer plus 1 to make a slip knot to close it off at the end. So again, it is sort of closing in here, but let me just stretch it out a little so you can see it a little bit better. You're just following around. We've already gone through this first one here. If you look, we're already through that. So we're moving over to the next one. Just make sure you're going through 2 bands. Again, move over to the next. And then here's our next one. And now I should have 1 left. Let me spread it out here so you can see it a little bit better. We have just this 1 left to go through. You should have 1 band left after that. And pull it through. So it naturally is kind of closing itself off at the top, just because we didn't increase any of the stitches. So now what I'm going to do is just take my hook and I'll go through the start here, and then I'm also going to take my hook, leave these bands on, and I'll go through one on the other side here just to kind of totally close it off. So you'll have several bands on your hook, and then you're just going to go through all of these, get this back on, pull one end through the other, and make a fairly tight slip knot just because you don't want it to come apart. And now if you wanted to hang this somewhere, you could just leave it like this. Or if you want to hide this, just reach up through the hole in the bottom, reach out through the top, and just grab it and pull it down inside so that it's hidden. And then your egg is complete. I hope that everyone likes their new mini Easter eggs. You can always leave me comments on YouTube and Facebook, post pictures of your creations to my Facebook page, and please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on my latest tutorials. You can also find me on Pinterest and Instagram, so please feel free to subscribe to those as well. Thanks for watching!